Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of Godspeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. Man, I missed you guys last week, but we're back in front of you this week with a market overview for October the 20th. Lots of things happening in the market this week. I mean, I'm actually rather excited to kind of get in front of you guys today because there has been such movement in the marketplace and we're starting to see some new lows. And so I really want to talk to you about that. So we currently got 218 Lexus LC500s in the marketplace today. That's actually about one less than the last time we got together. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and get into my quick picks for the week. And we'll start all the way to the left with a 2018 LC500 sports package. So this one is being offered by CarMax. All right, I think, you know what, I actually had this one out on the channel a couple weeks back, but somebody ended up shipping it all the way to California, and so it kind of went off the market for a minute, and now it's back with actually a little bit lower price. This one's ultra white. It's got the Alcantara, black Alcantara interior, has one accident, one owner, but I mean 37,000 miles on this thing. It's got an OEM carbon fiber spoiler on it. You guys know I always like to call that stuff out because that's absolutely, you know, a good 1,500 bucks worth of value in the actual part itself. And you know, let's face it, I mean, a lot of us want that white exterior, that ultra white rather. And this one gives, you know, for folks who want a little bit darker interior contrast, this absolutely is a nice one at 37,000. And while we do have one accident that you absolutely need to vet out, I mean, come on, this is, you know, 57,998 is the price point on this one. Yeah, fam, that's a hot spot right there. I mean, I'm liking that one, right? Okay, now the other one is all the way over to the right. So this one's coming in with a sports package. This one also I've debuted on the channel before, but it's back in front of you, family, because not only have they dropped the price, but guess what? This is actually the lowest price LC500 that is actually on the marketplace today. So let's talk about it real quick. We got the liquid platinum exterior, black Alcantara interior. This one's a sports package, but this one's a little unique, right? Every now and then I tell you guys that in 18, for folks who actually ordered theirs, they were able to add a carbon fiber top if they so choose to the sports package, okay? So this one has the carbon fiber roof. It's also got the carbon fiber spoiler. It also has the carbon fiber lower grille insert. And you know, that's all, you know, money, okay? This one's clean, right? It's one owner. Now, I apologize. I am seeing a typo right here. And I'm noticing that this one's not 39,000 miles. If I'm not mistaken, this one's actually like 90 something thousand miles, okay? 91,000 miles if I'm not mistaken. But I'm putting it in front of you because what I do appreciate about this one is that we've got a clean vehicle. It does have some higher mileage on it, but you know, this one's a private owner, and like I mentioned the last time, I think the sweeter deal on this car is definitely closer to 50 flat, right? Because if you look over to the left, right, you know, we've got, you know, almost a third of those miles, and we're only paying about $4,000 extra for it right now. So, you know, I'm not opposed to picking up a high mileage LC500, but with the season that we're entering into, and it's just getting started, right? I mean, we're about to see prices drop on these because number one, we're going into the colder months, and I don't care if you're having an up season or a down season in the stock market, in interest rates. Traditionally, you know, sports cars in general, luxury sports cars typically cool off, no pun intended, in the fall and winter months, right? They start to pick back up in the new year. And so you'll see those prices start to spike back up. But we're in front of the next 3 months. I mean, I anticipate these prices to continue to go down, down, down. You take into consideration what's happening on the market right now, and I just anticipate that causing these to dip even a little bit more. So I said all that to say that I think coming in at 53,995, if I'm looking at this one, and this is no disrespect to the actual private owner on this one, right? If I was selling the car, I'd be anticipating doing the exact same thing. I think I'm close. I'm asking for, you know, I'm saying let's start at $50,000 flat, and then let's work our way from there. If we land at 51.5, 52, you know what? Depending on where I am in my journey for picking up a LC500, I think I'm considering that, right? But I will say this to you, family. If you pick up a higher mile Lexus LC500, make it worth your while. Do not just get a $500 off of, a price and then call that a good deal. You need to really be looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000, $7,000 less than what you would pick a lower mile option up for on the market, because again, not to beat a dead horse here, but these prices are about to head south. Okay, so 53,995, that's the lowest LC500 on the marketplace. I think this is a solid option. Okay, now let's look at my, I guess my center profile here, which is the 2020 LC500. This is that Inspiration Series. We've actually seen a few Nori greens hit the market, and so, back in the summer, I was able to be like, hey guys, these are ultra rare. I don't know what's happening with the Nori greens, because let's face it, they're very gorgeous color. And I mean, I had to remind myself that this is a Nori green pearl. And that's why this paint job is so gorgeous in person, is because you've got a colored paint with a pearl on top of it. For those paint, guys out there, traditionally the pearls are set aside for the white colors and the lighter hues. But Lexus brought us a beautiful pearl on this Nori green, and it's got that saddle tan interior that you're only going to get in this Inspiration Series, right? It's a beautiful brown interior. You don't have Alcantara in the seats on this one. You've got, Lexus's highest grade of aniline leather interior that they put on this one, but it's a very unique interior combo, and it just looks beautiful, right? 62,000 miles on this one, so it's a little high. But it's a clean Carfax one owner vehicle coming in at $69,284. Now, I'll be honest with you, for the Inspiration Series, we always give a little bit of grace on the price point. But if I'm honest, on this one right here, even though it is 2020, and I do like that, I'm still trying to go in here, guys, because the end of the month is coming up in a few weeks. I think I'm gonna either get my ducks in a row, and I might figure out who my representative is going to be at this dealership, but I'm not going to pull a trigger until literally like the 30th, right? And I'm going to see, hey guys, listen, you want to carry these additional costs over for another month? I mean, that alone should get you down into 68 at the very least, right? But it's not a Lexus dealership, so I think you got to go in there with a strong price and just say, hey, you know what, let's get it off your car lot unless you want to become a collector, and I'll pick this up from you at about 67.5, and then I think you got yourself one heck of a deal to talk about and brag about at that point. Okay. All right, family, I think that is our episode for the week. You know what I'm saying? I do want to summarize a little bit of the market for you, because this was one of the weeks that we could have probably had a longer episode to kind of just dive into the full marketplace. But let me summarize it. Let me bubble it up for you real quick, right? 2018s. I mean, now it is no hard feat to go out and find you a 2018 LC500 for under $60,000. Okay, if you want something super rare, great low miles, ultra clean, maybe certified, then you're coming up above that 60 point and even all the way to mid 60 still, right? But we are absolutely seeing good options, right? Good options for the 2018 models in the sub $60,000 price point, and that, my friend, deserves a little bit of celebration, because for any of you guys who are out there, or gals, who are really looking to add one of these to your collection or your garage, you want to get in at the best price possible. And I think now we're starting to see some really motivation around price points. Okay. Now the 2020s, I think we're starting to see, well, 2019s, I'll be honest with you, there was a beautiful red one out last week. I think one of you all had texted me or sent a chat to me asking, to look that you're interested in 2019. I sent that one over to you. I don't know if you picked that 19 up. That was a great deal on the marketplace. If you did, drop me a comment, let me know. If not, what I'm saying, I think that the 2019s are, here and there. They come in, and when they do, they're traditionally about the same price as a reasonably priced 2018. So there's an opportunity there. We're starting to see 2020s get a lot lower, which is nice. But the 2021s, is honestly where the movement's at, right? That's where the action is, and it's right now the absolute best deal that you can get on the marketplace. And why do I say that? Not the lowest price, because the lowest price you're absolutely going to get is picking up an 18 model, but the best deal because you're looking at a vehicle that's actually, now as cheap as the 2021s are as low as $72,000. And now it just doesn't even sound right. It makes me want to say that, oh guys, I'm sorry, I got a typo. But that's no typo. 72 grand. And here's the interesting thing. I had somebody chat with me today and they were asking, what's the price point on the convertibles? The reality is that we're not really seeing a premium in the used car market for the 21s, at least on convertible versus hardtop. The only thing is that when the convertible lower price options come on the market, people just snatch them up because they want a convertible, and you're not going to get a convertible until you pick up a 21 or later. And so I think the convertibles probably, fly off the shelf quicker than the hard tops for the 2021s, especially when you look at that there might be, I'm going to be not transparent, but I'm going to be honest here, right? I'm going to correct myself. There may be a $500 to $1,000 premium on a convertible, right? So, I think that's what's happening right there. 22s are shooting down. I mean, we can pick up a 22 for as cheap as $82,000. That's amazing, right? Keep in mind I think there's gonna be an opportunity to pick up some really nice 22s because if you guys remember, obviously they started the bespoke program in 22, and so now you could build you something a little more unique and custom. But I think that's a tremendous opportunity to say, hey, listen, it's only 23, guys. You pick up a 22 at 82 grand. You've got a vehicle that's 1 year old that you've shaved off, 30, 40 grand off of the price point. And let's face it, those 22s are low miles. So, it's a lot easier to find a 22 that's got under 20,000 miles on it than you can some of these later models. So 2023s, I personally don't see the tremendous market place for the 23s right now. Jump into the 24s, and I can say this right here. If you want a 24, obviously remember they changed the interior design. They added a few, they inverted the wheels. So instead of them being super shiny with a little black insert, now they're super black with a little shiny insert. You got the touch screen, larger screen. You lose a couple of the little aesthetics that, the original build came with, but you get, front cameras and all that good stuff. If you are looking for a 24, family, absolutely do some looking, because here's the interesting thing. I see used 24s on the marketplace as low as 104. And if you guys know, if you step into a dealership right now and you try to pick up a 24, then you better believe that you're not going to get anything less than 115, 120. At least this is what I've been seeing, right? So number one, they're very limited. Okay. The ones that I have seen are literally, they're doing everything they can to them. So I saw one literally just yesterday for $130,000. And it wasn't because they upped the price on it over MSRP. What they're doing now is they're actually putting a $10,000 ceramic wrap on it, which, guys, I don't know why we need to put a $10,000 ceramic wrap. But they're putting that on there. They're spraying down the interior with some, with some coverage or something like that, and charging you $1,500 for that. They're sticking on low jack, charging you $1,200 for low jack. They're doing all these little factory, little add-ons, after factory add-ons, and they're giving you a vehicle that's super, super elevated. But the reality is that because there's so few on the marketplace right now, Lexus is not going to make their money on jacking up the price. They're going to make their money on jacking up the price of these additional aspects, right? Like the ceramic coatings and things of that nature. I mean, the one that I'm talking about is $130,000. They ceramic coated the wheels. I'm like, guys, I don't think the wheels need to be ceramic coated. If they are, that's something that an owner needs to determine if they want to invest that amount of money into ceramic coating the wheels. I absolutely think that's a tremendous opportunity, because the brake dust that happens to these wheels, especially if you've got the original brakes, the more sporty brakes that squeak, it's a lot of brake dust. So I'm a fan of ceramic wrapping them, but what I'm not a fan of is you doing that and upping my cost. Because then, now I got to pay more out of pocket for the vehicle. So family, that's where we are October 20th for 2023 on the LC market, just kind of walking you through it. I apologize you had to listen to my voice with a static photo on the screen for that. But, you know, if you guys are looking for anything in particular, I'm always out here to help. So just drop me a couple comments. Let me know exactly what you're looking for. I think the specific things I need is, are you looking for what exterior color, what interior color, what price point, right? If your search is more advanced than that, make sure you add certain things in there, like I want a sports package or I want a carbon fiber spoiler. But I'll absolutely, you know, jump off of even Car Gurus, which is what my traditional method is. I'll jump off Car Gurus and go out there and search the market as a whole and do what I can do to help you find the right one. Okay. All right, family. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode. Love you guys so much. Y'all have a tremendous weekend, and we'll see you back next week for another market review. Godspeed.